Hello, guys. Welcome to my show. This is the Punk Monk Z. We will start in about 10 minutes. Yeah, baby. Countdown. Countdown, baby. In about 8 minutes. It's a go. It's a go. Welcome to my stream. This is Punk Monk Z. Chat with me in the chat, baby. Headbanger, baby. Are you there? I have a piece of music for you, buddy. Seven minutes to go, baby. Are you excited? I'm getting pumped up. Can you feel the vibes? Can you feel the vibes? Yeah, baby. How's the music? Oh, oh, oh.
Welcome in at the party. It's good to see you now. We are the swinging junkie, and this is swinging town. Welcome in at the party. Let's swing it all night long. Let's do it, let's do it. Don't stop to do it now. Welcome in at the party. It's good to see you now. We are the swinging junkie, and this is swinging town. Welcome in at the party. Let's swing it all night long. Let's do it, let's do it. Don't stop to do it now. Welcome in at the party. It's good to see you now. swinging junkie and this is swinging town. Welcome at the party, let's swing it all night long. Let's do it, don't stop to do it now. Welcome at the party, it's good to see you now. We are the swinging junkie and this is swinging town. Welcome at the party, let's swing it all night long. Let's do it, don't stop to do it now. Let's do it.
1899. Welcome to the chat. What's up? We'll start in about a couple of minutes. Yeah, baby. Why not? Yeah, baby. All right. So today's game is a famous game. It goes back to 1858, Paris. It is played by Paul Murphy versus the Duke and the Count in the opera house, watching an opera. Booby baby, how you doing? Are you ready for me? Today we're going to analyze a famous game. Paul Murphy versus the Duke and Count. So welcome aboard. Right on, King. King Lind, welcome. I think you guys will be in for a treat today. This is one of my favorite games, I think. It's the first game I remembered, I memorized. And we're going to go through it. We're We're gonna break it down. Downtown. And when we leave today, we're gonna leave something with us. Or we're gonna take something with us. Downtown, that's right. So, are you familiar with the game? Have you seen it before? I'm just chilling. Not in a hurry, baby. How's the music? Is it coming in well? All right, super. Betty, 99, welcome. All right, King. All right. Okay, just tell me when to start, and I will start. Into orbit, baby. Into orbit. Just let me know. Give me a buzz, man. Go ahead, man. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. Yada, yada, yada. All right. The place is Paris, France. Year 1858. Location, the Paris Opera House. And it's Paul Morphy and his fancy friends, the Duke and the Count. They're gonna duke it out, baby, while watching our opera. During the opera or intermission, I have no clue. But this is one of the beautiful games, and want to share with you guys. And I'm gonna try to break it down. And your input is important, okay? Because I don't want to talk about things that are on my mind. I want to see response, and maybe I can respond to what you're saying, and that'll be more effective, I think. But anyway, here we go. Morphy plays e4, and the consultants play e5. All right, here we go. It's in motion, baby. It's in motion. All right, look at this position. Have you seen this before? I have seen it before. Have you? All right. And knight f3 is played. Okay, targeting e5. Yes. And what does black do? The normal move is to move the knight to maybe to move this knight to c6. That's normal. Okay. And also it's normal maybe to play this knight here to f6. Those are normal moves in modern chess. But this is 1858. 1858. And what was done? d6 was played. All right. Now, so who can tell me what do you think Morphy played here? What do you think he played, and why did he play it? Okay. So Morphy started his attack on e5, he developed a piece, and he attacked on e5. And now, black defended. Black defended. So what Morphy did next is to continue his attack on e5 twice. Twice. And let's see what happened. And the consultants played bishop to g4. Bishop to g4. And what's the idea? The idea is to conserve the e5 pawn. Because the idea is if pawn takes pawn, he's going to remove the guard. And when I recapture, black is able to maintain material balance. So that's the basic idea. Okay? That's the basic idea. All right? So now he took. Okay? And just to show you if this is done, okay, we can go yum yum, and after this, and white is winning. White is winning. Okay? So we have multiple threats here and here. So this is a bad variations for black, so black doesn't do it. So after this move, Morphy took back, and we have material parity. But it's not equal. Okay? So let me just illustrate one point, which is this. After pawn takes pawn, Morphy could have played in this position this move and go into the endgame, which he didn't. And the variation might go something like this, exchange, and white has the two bishops in a mobile center, and that should give some advantage. A possible variation might run like this. We take in the center, attack the knight. If the knight moves, we attack it again, and the bishop is eyeing b7 and the rook on a8. So this could be a variation, which looks very pleasant for white, but it never happened. So let's go back to the actual game. Okay, the actual game. So let's go back, and after this was played, and this is a mistake, because after this and this and this, black doesn't have a white square bishop. It does not have a white square bishop. What does that mean? It means all the white squares in black's camp are weak. So we have weakness on the white squares, and any target found, any object found on the white squares is a potential target. Okay, so we start attack on the white squares. So what is interesting here, what we're trying to prove in this game, is something called the white square initiative. Okay, white is going to play on the white squares and create an initiative on the white square and attack on the white squares because of the weakness of the white squares, because black doesn't have the white square bishop, and white does. Okay, white square initiative. So let's start. Here we go. And now f7 is under attack, and we have the famous colors mate. Now there are many ways here to protect this. Maybe one of them is this or this. Okay, those are possibilities. And Morphy's opponents, they played knight to f6. Okay, knight to f6. But let's take a look what will happen if something else was done. Let's take a look at queen to f6. Okay, now look at this position, guys, and tell me what you think. Okay, if you're white, what would you do here? What would you do? Okay, look at black's position. Scan it, comb it, and see what is not guarded, what is not protected. Oh, I see. Well, yeah, bishop to g5, you say. So this was suggested. Bishop to g5. Can I make an arrow? Yeah. And yeah, but okay. I mean, you know, he can trade down, and you know, this will not be hit. Okay. I mean, it's true that white has still an advantage in time and has the two bishops. Okay, but some defects will happen in white's pawn structure on the king side. Okay, so and since white has a time advantage, one of the principles is not to exchange. Okay, when you have a time advantage, meaning you have a lead in development, okay, you don't trade down. You go for the initiative and you try to create an attack. So those are the basic rules of combat here. All right, so let's go back. Let's go back and see what could be done here. Anyway, Paul Morphy played queen to b3. Okay, so he's targeting f7 twice, and f7 is guarded twice. Okay, so this target on the white squares is covered, but this target here on b7 is not. Okay, so now we have a problem. What does black do, or what will black do? He might play a move like this, yeah, and then we'll continue development, and we're ready to hop to d5. Okay, and now what are the possibilities? What are the possibilities? Well, one possibility is to play c6 and just cancel the entry on d5. Okay, then we might continue with moves like this, and this is the move you suggested. Okay, now if the bishop is taken, then we can go yum yum, who's your daddy? And after the king moves, the king loses castling. Okay, rook is going to hit the king again. We gain a tempo, and in the meantime, we're picking up the knight. Okay, so we're +1 materially, and we have better pawn structure. We have 2 islands to 3. That's a plus. Okay, and this bishop here is not such a good bishop in view of the pawn here. And yeah, so white has a lead in development, extra pawn, +1, better pawn structure, and black has unsafe king. This is bad news. This is very bad news for black. He cannot enter this position, and because it's very bad, very bad. And then we can pick up the bishop, and that's that. All right. So let's say we get to this position, right? And now we just move the knight to c3. We're threatening this. And what could be done here? Well, black could maybe play a move like this and try to create a dark square initiative, okay, against f2. All right, that's possible. If that happens, we have to cancel. And if this is now canceled, so there's no entry on d5 for a knight, okay, we can do this move. Okay, before I tell you the move, any ideas? Any ideas? Okay, remember, okay, we are strong on the white squares, and black is weak on the white squares. And why is that? Because black does not have a white square bishop, and we do. White square initiative, baby. Yes. Oh yeah, baby. Yes, Ivan. I bet you know the game, don't you, Ivan? Yeah, I think you do, baby. All right, let's take a look at it. Good to see you, guy. Good to see you. All right, here we go. And the correct move is this. Now, why would he play that? Okay. Well, one idea is if he takes here, we take back, and all of a sudden we have a triple attack on f7, right? 1, 2, and 3, and we're attacking f7, and f7 is guarded only twice. So the attacking defensive ratio is 3-2, and we're hitting the queen with tempo. So black doesn't have time, okay, to reinforce f7 to balance the equation with 3-3, and f7 will fall, and the king, and this is very bad, okay. So this is one of the ideas behind bishop to e3, okay. All right. So so instead of playing maybe bishop to e3 by black, what black can do maybe is play this move, okay. Try to reinforce this, okay, and get some development going, okay. Then what we can do maybe is just keep developing ourselves with a move like this, okay. And when it reinforces this, okay, what do we do? Well, one idea could be to play this, and after this, to take with a check, and then swing over and find a new target. Okay, in the meantime, king has lost castling, and we could be now putting more pieces into the attack. And black has 2 pieces sleeping here, and the king is not safe. So this is a possibility. Okay, so let's go back to bishop to e3. Okay, so when we play bishop to e3, it is not only that if black takes on e3, we'll open the f file, right? Okay, there's another positive point here. If we play bishop takes on c5 and the pawn takes back, we'll be able to enter the white squares and continue with our white square initiative. And from here, we're attacking the rook, we're attacking other targets, okay, in black's position, okay? So it seems to me, I mean, the reason I'm showing these variations is to show you, okay, that a plan is formed based on your opponent's weaknesses. And the weaknesses here are white squares, and now we have direction. And now we have direction. And white is playing in a direction. Okay, try to create play on the white squares. Okay, now, okay, so let's see what else can be done here. Okay, so another possible move is in a position like this, when we're threatening scholar's mate, is to play a move like queen to e7, okay, and defend. And the idea is, like if this is played, to create play against the weak point here, that black can trade down and go to an endgame. So this is an idea, okay? And this looks somewhat attractive, okay? But I think white is still better. He has the two bishops. Okay, white squares are weak. And yeah, this is good. Okay, so let's go back to the game. Let's go back to the game and let's see what happens. So we have queen takes f3, and after pawn takes pawn, we're threatening mate, and the duke and the count is decided on the move knight to f6. All right. And Morphy obviously played this move, and now he has a double attack on f7 and b7, double attack. And this double attack is on the white squares. Okay, so the strategy of attacking the white squares is consistent. Okay, do we agree? All right, let's see what happens. So how does how do those guys defend this position? Okay, how to defend this position? Okay. Okay, I mean, let's look at some funsies variations. Like if knight takes c5, right? We can go yum, check, and there's a mate. Okay, so this is attack on the white squares, and it's checkmate. Okay, so try to memorize this pattern. Okay, try to memorize this pattern. Okay, it might reoccur in your games, and now you know it, baby, and now you know it. All right, let's go back. Let's go back. And if b6 is played, obviously we have something similar, check and mate. All right, so what does black do here? What does black do? So black decided to play this move, and now the defensive ratio on f7 is 2, attacking ratio is 2, and now f7 is secure. But what happens if we pick up the b7 pawn? And this is a possibility. And this is a possibility. Oh, by the way, maybe f7 is not so secure. Let me see. Let me see. I mean, we can play this move, okay? And now move the queen away from the b4 square, right? And then when the queen takes here, we can enter the position on the white squares on b7, and now we have targets. And it's not easy to defend this, is it? So this is another possibility. Okay, play like a butcher. Play like a butcher, baby. Okay? But this wasn't done. This wasn't done. So let's go back. Let's go back. And we have this position. Okay? And now, in this position, let's take a look if white takes the b7 pawn. Let's take a look. Black will play check. We'll trade the queens down. We'll block with the bishop, and after this, white is probably winning here. Why? Why is white winning? Okay, I mean, he's +1, right? He's +1. He still has the bishop, the minor piece advantage. Pawn structure is better. Black has what? 1, 2, 3 islands, and white has 2 islands. So structurally, white is better. He has the better minor pieces, and he's +1. So this should win. Okay, but Morphy, he did not want to play this position. Okay, he wanted to play for attack, and he did not want to play for the endgame. So after queen to e7, Morphy played knight to c3. Okay, so he's playing for attack. He prefers to do that. Okay, and now on the next turn, it's going to take on b7, and when the queen comes here, there's no check. Okay, then he can pick up the rook, and if black picks up the bishop, he'll pick up the knight, and it's all over. Good night, dear prince. Oh, dear duke. Yeah. Okay, so this could happen. Yes. All right. And so what does black do here? Well, he covers b7. He covers b7. Okay, and the queen holds it. Yeah. All right. So what's going on here? Now remember, our direction is attack on the white squares. Okay, so here we go. Who can throw me a suggestion here? Hey, Dish, welcome. Welcome, Dish. Dish KO. Or is it Dish K0? I don't know. Anyway, here's the position. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Okay, so the move that was played is, yes, bishop to g5. Okay, he develops a new piece. Okay, and let me ask you a question. So, Ivan, do you think bishop to g5 is attacking? What color is attacking? Bishop to g5. What color square is this bishop on g5 attacking? Can you tell me? Black. So Ivan says attacking black. Okay. Okay. All right. And this is the comment I want to make. Well, the bishop on g5 is attacking black and also white squares. Okay, also white squares. And how's that? Because the knight is protecting the white squares. You see that? The knight is protecting the white squares. So white is playing for white square initiative, attack on the white squares. Okay, and this bishop on g5 is aiding the attack on the white squares by attacking a defender of the white squares. Okay, so that's an interesting note to observe. Okay, so when we look at this game, okay, the game is about attack on the white squares. Okay, and I love it. Okay, do you feel me? All right, here we go. So what happened here? Well, in this position, it seems like black is in a zogi, baby, zugzwang. There's no really good moves here. Okay, almost every move that black chooses to play will lead him to a problem. Okay, so let's take a look at some possibilities. The move that was played is b5. Okay, but let's look at some alternatives. Okay, we can play maybe this move. Okay, to hold this move and prepare castling. That's a possibility. Okay, another possibility is maybe to play this move. Okay, I mean to get some pieces out. Okay, another possibility maybe is to play this move, g6, or even maybe h6. Okay, and we're going to look at these possibilities, and the reason I want to look at them is to demonstrate and prove something about the white squares. Okay, so by looking at these variations, what I want to do is show you that Paul Morphy is actually playing on the white squares. and he's trying to create a white square initiative, and he's attacking the white squares. Okay, and the way he attacks those white squares, well, I'll come to that later. All right, so let's take a look at queen to c7 at the first choice. All right, so if that is played, what do we do? Well, we'll castle. That makes sense, yes. And he cannot play moves like this because the queen doesn't see f7, and we can attack on the white squares, and there's a problem, yes? All right, so it makes sense that he should be castling first, right? So let's say if he continues with the idea like playing here, what do we do? What do we do? Okay, here's the position. Here's the position. Who has any ideas? Feel me, baby, feel me. All right, who has some ideas here? Don't be shy, give it a try, baby. Don't run away. Stay and play. Tell the punk and the monk, have a nice day. Betty, 99. Dish, KO. Ivan T2. King Lind. Windsock. Yeah, baby. Welcome to the show. All right. I forgot what I asked. What I asked, guys? Did you answer me yes yet? I will. Okay. Here we go. Any thoughts? Any ideas? Any statements? Any declarations? Any confessions? I'm talking about ideas, baby. Ideas, baby. Here we go. All right. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. So where are we? Okay, so what is it? White to play. It is white to play. What does he do? Okay, now look at this, guys. The king is not castled, right? The king is not castled. He's one move short from doing this, okay? Okay, and here's a principle. Here's a principle. Are you ready for the principle? I'm going to tell you a principle. Yeah, but you know what? This video, baby, the Punk Monk Z video, I think is different from all the rest. Okay? And you can compare them, and you tell me when you come back at some point in future time, you can tell me what is different. Yeah, baby. All right. So here's the position, and let me get back on track here. Are you ready? Are you ready, Jelly Belly? All right, here we go. Now the king has not castled, right? The king has not castled, okay? And it seems that the king is holding f7. It seems that the queen is holding f7, right? Yes, and it's holding it twice, yeah? And the queen and bishop is attacking f7 twice, right? So it seems like f7 is in balance. Attacking numbers, defensive numbers are the same. So there should be balance here, okay? That would be true if not for a single fact, okay? I can create a mismatch on f7 by maybe taking once, right? And when he takes, okay, the king will protect the queen. The king will protect the queen unless I throw the rook and try to separate the king from the queen, and I'm going to win the queen because it's going to be left standing alone at the altar, baby. You see what I'm saying? So this is the deflection, baby, deflection. Okay? You see what I'm saying? So let's try it out. Do you see the idea? Do you feel me? Do you see the idea? All right. Let's give it a test. So, Checky Wecky, who's your daddy? It says, oh yeah, and now deflection. Now he has no choice than to come here and hold the queen, right? And so he does, right? But now I can go, yeah, then I can do this, Checky Wecky, okay? I can do Checky Wecky, and when he does this, okay, I can trade the queens, and guess what? Guess what? You see this guy here? This guy has no friends. LPDO, baby. Loose pieces drop off. Okay? LPDO, loose pieces drop off. That's what John Nunn said in one of his books. LPDO. And you know what? Let's LPDO it. And that's it. All right? And this is so nice. This is so nice, baby. So nice. How does a rook develop? And we have an exchange, yeah? Yeah, so this is looking nice. I like it. All right, so let's go back. Let's go back. All right, so that's the problem. That's the problem with the move queen to c7. That's the problem, right? All right, so let's try another way to defend. Okay, let's try knight to a6. Okay, and then we can attack on the white squares by taking a knight that's on a dark square that supports white squares. So in a way, this attack on the white squares, and the queen cannot take because the queen is committed defending b7, right? So black will be forced to ruin the pawn structure, right? Okay, and now black has weak pawn structure on the king side, and we can do the same thing on the queen side and create a double attack. Okay, everywhere white squares are weak. We have new targets on the white squares. Viva l'attack on the white squares. Viva la France. Yeah, baby. Okay, it might go something like this, and this is not very pleasant. And look at the pawns. Look at these pawns. They're on dark squares, and guess what? The bishop's a dark square. Okay, I mean, if we ever pick up this pawn, okay, this knight is going to dominate on d5. Clearly dominate. Okay. All right, and yeah, and white's away one move from castling. This is all sweet. How can this be good for black? It cannot be. All right, so what else can we try? Let's try g6. Okay, as a defense. Okay, g6. Okay, now notice something here, right? The queen is overworked. Overworked, baby, overworked. What does that mean? It's protecting the knight and it's protecting b7. Okay, well, okay. I mean, come on, geez. This is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. Okay, who can tell me the move? It's a no-brainer. And what's a no-brainer? It takes no brains to figure it out. Yeah, baby. That's correct. Ivano. So we go yam yam, deflect, and penetración. Penetración. By the way, that's French. And this looks pretty bad. Okay, pretty bad. So he might try maybe a move like h6 instead. Okay, and then what do? Again, the queen's committed of holding the knight and the pawn. Okay, so if we go yum yum, who's your daddy? We cripple the pawn structure, and then we go wah, ninja. Okay, ninja. Now, how does the knight develop? If he goes here, penetración. That's French, by the way. Okay, and that's not good. Okay, so it seems like he's going to do this. Yes, he's going to do that, and maybe his castle. What else can he do? Let's find out. So he does that and wants to castle. Well, guess what? Next move is castle. Okay, next move is castle. You feel me? Okay. Now we have seen a position similar to this when black tried to castle. And if you remember, what did white do? White said, "No way, Jose. Don't go there." No. Oh, by the way, I forgot something. I asked a question earlier, okay, about castling and what is the principle, okay? Well, it doesn't have to be castling. It could be anything. Well, maybe not everything. Okay, let me rewind here. Okay, there's attacking principle, and the attacking principle says, okay, prevent your opponent from development. Okay, so in this position, I mean, if the black king can castle, that really is a good thing for black, and it's going to bring the rook into the game and help development. So king safety, okay, it's important in the game. And black is threatening to reach that king safety situation, okay? So now the question is, can we stop him from castling, okay? So when you play chess, okay, there are two basic goals. Let's call it positive and negative, okay? The white strategy is, is to have goals and try to achieve them. And the negative strategy is try to prevent your opponent, interference. Try to interfere and stop him from achieving his goals, okay? So can we do something here to stop black from achieving its goal? And the goal is to castle. Yeah, baby. What do you think it is? Any thoughts? Any thoughts? Shake it. Shake it. Yeah, baby. Any thoughts? Are you humming? Can you hear the hum? Hum, hum. Yeah. Bishop takes F7, F6. That was a long time ago, dude. Oh, Bishop F7. Okay, got it. All right, let's take a look. Now let's see why with this. So somebody suggested. Let me see. I should not say somebody. I should say Ivan. TF2. Ivan suggested we should do the same thing as before to do this. Now, why would we do this? Okay, let's take a look. Let's do some math. Okay, one defender, two defenders, one attacker, and two attackers, right? So we have two attackers. Let me do the red. Can I do the red? Yeah, I can do the red. Two attackers and two defenders, okay, on this point right here. On this point, right? All right. So what's the idea here? So we take once, right? He's going to take once, and then we're going to try to disconnect the king from the queen so we can win the queen, right? But he's going to move up, yeah? He's going to move up, okay? He's going to move up, okay? And if you remember the earlier line, when we took here, right? When we took here, I'm sorry. Yeah. So it's bishop takes f7, and if queen takes, and then when we try to disconnect them, right? And when the king came up, and we took on b7, the earlier line, okay? We're able eventually to trade here, and then the rook is going to pick up the piece that has no friends. But now this piece has friends. Okay. So does that change the equation? And maybe not. So let's take a look at this. So checky wecky, and then dislocate the king from the queen. He comes up, okay? And now we do this. Can I have your queen? Attack on the white squares. And then check. And now the two pieces are disconnected, okay? So he has to maybe do this, and we go yum yum. And this is winning in a serious way, in a very serious way. How does it save that? I have no clue. Okay, so this is just busted. Okay, but you know what, guys? I want to talk about something. I might as well introduce this concept right now, since it's kind of relevant. Okay, and here it is. Okay, there's something called, I don't know what it's called, but let's call it the power move method. The power move method. So basically, when you're attacking the king, what you should be doing is looking for power moves. And power moves are forcing moves, yeah? Okay? Power moves are forcing moves, okay? And the power moves are composed of three parts, okay? Like three musketeers. And they are checks, you see my thumb? Captures and threats. There are three of them, right? Power moves are composed of three parts. Checks, threats. Let me rewind. Checks, captures, and threats. Okay? Now, what is a check? A check is attack on the king, and a threat, a capture is taking something, and a threat could be a check in two moves, or could be capture in two moves. Okay? So let me go over this line and illustrate this power move method. Okay? So let me go back and illustrate it in this position. Okay? All right. So I'm going to make moves that are power moves. And is this a power move? Yes, it's a check. Is this a power move? Yes, it's a check. Is this a power move? Yes, it's a check. Is this a power move? Yes, it's a check. And I win a queen. Okay? So what is the result of this power move? So what did it just do? I lost my mind. Guys. Let's see. Where did I leave off? I have no clue. Okay, let me redraw everything since I'm a bad streamer. Let me see. All right, so let's see. Where are we? Oh, we didn't cover that yet. Yes. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's probably this one, yeah? So after this, yes, we castle, and now he's ready to castle. Okay, so the power checks, or the power move method, okay? Now the power move method could be a mix of these power moves. You can start with a threat, you can start with a check, you can start with a capture, and they keep mixing in a sequence. Okay, so whatever is appropriate, okay? But usually the strongest power move is a check. Okay, that's on the top of the ladder, and then the second strongest is the capture, and then we have the threat on the lowest level. Okay, but they are intermixed, and you keep exchanging the move sequence using them. Okay, all right. So here again, with this the one we looked at, and it started with checks. All right. Now let's move on. Let's move on, and let's go to the actual game. Okay, so all these variations, happen on the white squares, and the white square were used because those are the weakest points in the position, and then you mass your pieces on them and you create chances. Okay, so the way the plan is devised always is to find your opponent's weaknesses and then develop your plan around those weaknesses. Okay, and usually create a mismatch. And what does that mean? A mismatch: you have more attackers than he has defenders on the target, on the weak point. Okay, and the weak points happen in this game to be white squares. All right, so here we go. So yeah, so let's go to the actual game if I can find it. Okay, and we play this. This is played. So this is the actual game, and let's chat about this. Let's chat about this. Do you have any thoughts about this position? Do you have any thoughts about this position? Well, for one thing, I can tell you what black wants to do. This is what black wants to do. Black wants the bishop to move here, okay? And therefore, the pressure on the white squares in black's camp will be lessened, okay? He's able also to activate his pieces without losing material, okay? So that's the base idea, is to shut down the bishop and create chances for development on the queen side, okay? So that's more or less it, right? All right. And in this position, what do you think? What do you think white does? Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Talk to me. Ivan T. Dish. Where are you, Dish? S1 Faka. Talk to me, baby. Chat me. Oh, Ivan ran out of memory. He ran out of memory. All right, then. So here's the position, guys. Here's the position. If you're white, if you were Paul Morphy, one of my favorite players, what would you do? Yeah, baby. Okay. I will give you 20 seconds, baby. 20 seconds. Yeah, baby, 20 seconds. Oh, come on. Come on, Eva. Did you Google the game? Did you Google the game, baby? Yeah, baby. That is correct. Let's take a look. Okay, let's see what Ivan said. All right. But you know what? You just knew that something captured on b5. But here's my question. Are you ready? Here's my question. My question is, okay, white does not want to weaken his pieces, okay, by moving to squares, okay, where he has less control, okay? So here's another lesson, guys, okay? Here's another lesson. You can play against pieces. Okay, it doesn't have to be checkmate. It doesn't have to be any material. You can play against pieces. And what does that mean? Okay, the strength of a piece is determined by the number of squares the piece controls. Okay, and the power of control comes by attacking squares across the equator in enemy territory. So by attacking squares in enemy territory determines the strength of your pieces. Do you feel me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, so if the bishop is forced to go to d3, okay, he loses some of the attacking power across the equator, okay, and therefore his piece, the bishop, depreciates, okay, and already the knight on c3 has been kind of depreciated because of the c6 pawn, and therefore the knight cannot jump to d5 because of the pawn on c6. So the pawn on c6 weakens the knight, okay, and the bishop on b5 wants to weaken the bishop by forcing the bishop to d3, okay. So you see that? You see what's happening? So now black is playing against white's pieces to try to weaken him. Black cannot checkmate white. He cannot win material, so he thinks, and therefore he's trying to weaken the pieces and allow activity and mobilization of black pieces. Okay? Now, the question now that I had earlier is this. Okay? Which piece is sacrificed? I mean, you can sacrifice the bishop, you can sacrifice the knight on b5. Okay? All right. So how do we decide between the two? That's the question. How do we decide between the two pieces? Do we sacrifice the bishop or do we sacrifice the knight? And what is the criteria? What is the criteria to make the decision? Do you feel me, baby? Okay. Okay, let me do some rolls. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay, let's take a look. All right. Well, the knight is the weaker piece out of the two. The knight is the weaker piece out of the two. Okay? So the weaker piece goes and the stronger piece stays. And if you remember, I mean, the story of this game is about the white squares. Attack on the white squares. That means you want to preserve your bishop because your bishop is the most valuable player. And your bishop on the white squares sets up play for the rest of the team. Okay? Because basically this bishop is dominant. This bishop is dominant. And why is it dominant? Because black doesn't have one. Okay? So when you're attacking and you have a bishop that's dominant, it's almost like playing with the extra piece. Okay? So the bishop should be preserved and the weaker piece, the knight, should be let go. Okay? And what you said earlier about the check is correct too. So here we go. Yum yum, who's your daddy? Yum yum and checky wecky. And we have this position. Okay? So right now, we are what? What's going on? What's the material balance right now? What's the material balance? We gave up a knight, and we picked up 2 pawns. So what's the net here? We're -1. We're playing white. So we're -1 and black is +1. Correct? Right? So let's assume that the bishop is 3 and the pawns are 1 each. So we are -1. We're -1 and black is +1. Sorry. Okay. So from a material point of view, it will seem we are in a deficit. It would seem. I want to emphasize it would seem. Okay. Now, so in this position, this is actual game. Okay. This is actual game. Okay. What does black do? So let's take a look. Yes. Okay. I mean, okay. I mean, just for fun, guys. Just for fun. This was not played. But if this was played, if this was played, okay, can somebody tell me what to do if you're white? Can you see me? Can you see me? This is the shoulder roll, baby. Then this is this. I don't have a name for this yet. Big head. Okay, so even think that white should cancel. What about the rest of the group? Oh, by the way, let me throw something out. On chess.com, yeah, I have a little group called Punkman Z. So, if you're there, join my group. There's an open door policy. Just join. And we can have funsies there. You can make friends. We can do mind expansion chess-wise. We can do world chess. We can match other teams to play. And eventually we can have group tournaments by using Twitch. And so there's a very bright future. Yes. So join Punkman Z in chess.com, baby. Do it. Don't be shy. Give it a try. And if you're not following me, you should follow me. For one reason. I'm awesome. Baby, awesome. I'm the punk and the monk. And Z's watching you, baby. Punkman Z. Yeah, baby. Alright, so let's get back to the game. And castle was mentioned, then even adds wins queen. Okay? How does this happen? How do you win a queen? I can see castle, it's a check, it's a good move. Okay? So this is a good move. Okay, the rook is going to step over, develop, put his king to safety and hit the king. That's good. And you comment wins queen. What does that mean, even? How do you do that? Talk to me, baby. This is about interaction. Chatting, baby. Let's chat together in the chat room. Yeah, baby. So how to win the queen here? Anyone? Come on, Dish. You know the answer. Look within, baby. Look within. It's there. No comments? Oh, he messed up. Okay. Well, your mess up is correct. That's probably the strongest move. Let's take a look at it. Okay? All right. Well, attack on the white squares is the theme in this game. Attack on the white squares. So why can't we play this? Give a check to the king and pick up the rook. What is wrong with this picture? Why can't we do that? Attack on the white squares, baby. That's the theme of the game. The white squares are weak. Why can't we do this? Talk to me, baby! Why can't we do this? I want to do it, baby. I want to do it. Oh, the knight is going to eat it. Oh, I see. So, why can't we just remove the knight then? And then do this? Okay? Do you understand me? Do you feel me, baby? You feel me? Are you with me? Okay. So that's probably the best way to go here. Tactically, baby. Tactically. So if there's a tactical solution, that's probably best. Okay? Alright? If there were no tactics, maybe castling long is the way to go. Yeah, baby. You feel me? Can I have a hug? Can I have a hug? Alright. Here we go. Let's go back. Alright. Let me see where we are, guys. So let me go back. Alright. So we stopped here in the game, and the bishop's attacking the king and said, checky wecky, who's your daddy? Okay? So what black does, in view of what we saw before, okay, he blocks. He blocks. Okay? Now this makes a lot of sense, and we castle. And we castle. Okay? And we castle. Alright? Now what does black do here? What does black do here? What black did was to play this move. Okay? But my question is now this. Okay? Here's my question. Are you ready? What happens if black says, I can castle and solve all my problems? I can castle and solve all my problems. Okay? Okay? Is black out of the fire? And if you were white, what would you do? What would you do? Remember, what is the name of the story? What is the name of the story? Attack on the White Squares. White Square Initiative. Yes? Yeah, baby. White Square Initiative. That's the name of the story. White Square Initiative. Don't forget it. And if you like my show, you may subscribe. You may subscribe to the Punk Monk Z. Yeah, baby. All right. So let's take a look at this position. Okay. We continue attacking the white squares by playing bishop a6. Attack on the white square. King moves. Attack on the white square. And it's checkmate. All right. So what does this mean? What does this mean? And what this means is that black cannot castle. So therefore, he plays the only move possible to do this. Now, why is that the only move? Because we're attacking the knight once, we're attacking the knight twice, and who's protecting the knight? It's not the knight, it's pinned, okay? And it cannot be the king, it cannot be the queen, because the queen is going to lose her life defending the knight, okay? So in view of that, this is the only move, baby, okay? Now, so we reach this position, okay? We reach this position. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Okay, Ivan. See you later, alligator. What's tomorrow? Let me think. Tomorrow is what? Tomorrow is what? Saturday. I might. I'm not sure when exactly, but I might. Yes. Thanks, Ivan. I'll catch you later, guy. Thanks for the contribution. All right. So here's the position. Here's the position. And what's going on? How would you make a decision here what to do next? Okay, any thoughts, ideas? Well, what we can do is put more pressure, maybe by doubling rooks. That's a possibility. So that's kind of a strategical approach to apply more pressure on the target. So when you have a weak point, you want to create a mismatch, okay? And there are two ways to create a mismatch. You add pieces to attacking group, or you subtract something from a defensive group. In both cases, you would have a mismatch, depending on the method you use. Okay? For example, if there's parity, two attackers and two defenders, adding something to the attacking group will change it to 3 to 2, right? But if you remove something from a defensive formation, it'll be 2 to 1. So you can either by adding it will be 3 to 2, and by subtract it will be 2 to 1. In both cases, you create a mismatch. You understand the concept? Yeah, baby. All right. So let's see what happens. Okay. The move that should be played is do something with this rook. This rook is really not doing very well. It's not functioning as an attacker at all, okay? It's asleep. Okay, and what I would like to do, I would like to take the rook and get rid of it and maybe exchange it for the knight. Okay, so I have a piece here which is not doing much, and this knight is part of the defensive formation. So does it make sense? Does it make sense to get rid of this non-functioning part, okay, and do some damage for two blacks functioning defensive formation by trading the rook for the knight, okay, and then also you're removing the numbers, okay, you're removing the numbers in the defensive formation, okay. So it might go something like this: Yamet and Yamet. There, my rook is gone. My rook is gone, and I traded it for the knight that was on d7 earlier. Okay, all right. So this is the key position. This is the key position, and black plays this move, wanting to trade queens and trying to escape the death blow. Okay, and one of the basic rules is when you have more material, you'll trade down pieces. Yes, so this might help. And this is like a key position for this game, and that's why it's called the opera game, because of what follows. The mate that's being played, that will be played, it's called the opera mate. And how does it work? Anybody? All right. So the actual game went like this. Okay, check, check, and check, and mate. And the opera mate is the rook and the bishop joining together to give mate like this. And I think that's why it's called opera game. And I would call this opera mate with this kind of formation. And the attacking ratio, defensive ratio is 2-to-1. You have two pieces attacking, and there's one defending, and it's over. Actually, it's over. The ratio might be 2-to-0 because this king is not functional. Okay, and let's go back and do some analysis here. There are other ways to play this. Okay, there are other ways to play this. Let's see. Okay, so let's take it back here. Okay, yeah. Okay, we could have taken, for example, bishop takes f6, and if the queen takes on b3, we could have made it on the white squares. So this will be consistent with the white square strategy, mate on the white squares. Okay, you see that? And let's go back a little bit again. After this move, what else can we do? Well, let's do this again. Instead of queen takes queen, okay, let's play maybe this move, g takes f, all right? And then we can probably play this move, check, win the queen, pick up the pawn, and this is a material mismatch, and black is busted. So these are possibilities, yes? Okay, so let me go back. Let me go back a little bit and review some points. Yeah, okay, but look at this. Look at this. I'm going to go a little further and stop here. Okay, so look at this. Okay, look at this. This rook is not functional. The bishop is not functional. So mobility of these two pieces is 0. This is irrelevant. Okay, so yeah, so let's say this is 0, this is 0. Okay, the king is a target in the center. Okay, so all these three pieces are liabilities. Okay, the rook is not functional. It is pinned. It has no mobility. Okay, I mean, what's the function of the rook? What is the function of this rook? Tell me. It's basically shielding the king. Okay, okay. I mean, I can have a pawn on the square. It will do the same job. but the rook is doing it. So so the rook has been demoted to a pawn. Okay, the rook has a value, let's say, what, 5.25, let's say 5. The rook has a, let's say, a value of 5, but it has been reduced to a value of 1 over pawn. Okay, you see that? So he lost like four units in that transaction, right? 4 units. We're going to add up and these two pieces are not functional. What's the difference if they're not functional off the board? I mean, it's the same effect, yes? So if this is 5, and this is what? Not a 4, that's 9, and this is 12, okay? And we minus 1. I mean, we can claim we're plus 11. And what about this knight? This knight is not functional either. We can add this knight to 11, and we're plus 14. Okay? So when you look at it from this point of view, okay, not looking at the forms of the pieces and the values, but looking at values in terms of mobility, okay, this position for black really sucks. Okay? It's a complete mismatch. Okay? It's a complete mismatch. Okay, and it's not surprised that black got busted, yes? Okay. So what does this game really teach? What does this game really teach? Let me recap a little bit. Okay, one of the things we have observed in this game is this, okay? That white is always rapidly developing pieces, and the value pieces stem from ability to attack across the equator. And the way that white plays, he's trying to attack squares across the equator all the time. You see that? All the time. All the time. All the time. Okay? All the time. All the time. You see that? All the time. Okay? Attacking squares across the equator. Okay? That's where the power over the pieces comes from. Okay? You have to attack across the equator into enemy space. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, what else do we learn here? Okay, the rate of development, the speed of development. Okay, look at this, the speed of development. Okay, it is. Look at this. Look at this. Like in this position, it will be normal for black to move, right? The position is symmetrical, right? We have developed, so it will be black to play. It will be black to play, right? Okay, but it's not black to play. Okay, it is white to play. So what happened? So basically here, white is a ply up, and now it is 2 ply up, a full move. Okay, how did black lose a ply? He lose a ply because he moved the bishop here and traded for the knight, and our queen took back. Okay, so. And that's where he lost the ply. All right? Okay. So again, development. Look at this. Okay, he's pushing development all the time. Development. Almost every move he makes is a developing move. Okay? So, what does Morphy win? He centralizes pieces, number 1. He attacks across the equator, right? He develops rapidly. He moves every piece 1 time before moving a piece for the 2nd time. Okay, so whenever white moves, he's going to move a piece that has never moved before, in order hopefully to create a mismatch if black violates the rule, and black does violate the rule. And then there's a problem of mismatch when it comes to mobility. Okay, mobility. If you look at these pieces, you have no mobility. Okay. So, centralization, attacking across the center, okay, and development. So, centralization, development, and opening of lines. And usually opening lines happens when all the pieces have been developed, okay. I mean, opening lines happen when the knight sacked on b5, okay. But just as a principle, opening lines comes when every piece has moved 1 time. And then when you move on a 2nd time in any piece, then you're looking for combinations and sacrifices. Okay? So this is what we have learned from this example, okay, from Paul Morphy, in my opinion. Yeah. All right. So let me go and show you something about Dark Square Initiative a little bit, and then I'll close it there. Okay. So let me see. How will I do this? Let me think. Yeah. Hold on. All right, let's take a look at this position. Okay, so where are Black's weaknesses? Well, there's a backward pawn. That's a weakness, right? All right. So basically, this is a target. The weakness is a target. Okay. The weakness is a target. Okay. And there's a hold also on d5. It's a hold. What does that mean? A white piece can land here. Okay. And there's no enemy pawns to chase it out or capture it. You see that? Then a piece can land there. So there are two weaknesses. But the primary weakness, let's say it's d6. Okay, because there's no pawns protecting it. You see that? Okay, so in this example, we're going to be attacking the dark squares. So we're going to play with dark square initiative, the weaknesses on the dark squares. So we found something weak on the dark squares, and the pawn on d6. Okay, in the Morphy game, the weakness was the white squares, and the targets on those white squares, and the defenders of those white squares. Okay, all right. Now let's move on to the next picture and to illustrate something else. Let's do this. All right. Now, so here's our target. Here's our target, and this target is weak. So we're playing on the dark squares. We're attacking the dark squares once, right? Twice, 3 times, and 4 times. Okay, once, twice, 3, and 4. 4 times we're attacking the pawn on d6, and d6 is weak, and it's on a dark square. Okay, and Black is defending once, twice, 3 times, and 4 times. So the ratio of attackers to defenders is 4 to 4, right? Right? 4 to 4. Okay, and now notice the mobility of the bishop is higher than the mobility of this bishop. The mobility of the major pieces is higher than the mobility of the dark piece, the black pieces. Okay, the attacking group always enjoys more freedom than the defensive group. Okay, so if you can tie your opponent up and force him to defend, it's always a good thing. Okay, so what's going on here? Okay, so right now there's parity on d6, 4 to 4. Okay, so to create a mismatch, we have to either do one of the following. We have to add another piece to the attacking group, so d6 will collapse, or we have to kind of subtract one of these pieces, okay, and lower the defensive number. Okay, since we cannot lower the defensive number, can we add something to attacking group? And yes, we can. This, okay, and the pawn cannot advance because this is a turret 4 times with the pawn. With this, well, can I do this? Yeah, with this pawn and the rooks, 2 rooks and a queen on d5. So d5 is hit 4 times, right? And it'll be supported twice. So there's a huge mismatch on d5 if the pawn advances. So that we lost material. Okay, so right now when I play the move c5, we're attacking 5 times. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, attacking d6. And Black cannot defend it for the 5th time, and this will be dropped. Okay, so this is an example. Finding a target, finding a weakness. The weakness is the target, and then creating a mismatch, having a high attacking group versus a weaker or lower number defensive group, and the target falls. So that's an example of mismatch. And also this example shows mobility of pieces where one side is superior to the other because the attacking group usually is superior to the defensive group in mobility. And so these are the lessons, very basic lessons. All right, let's go back. Let's go back and let's see where do we close up here. Yeah, baby. I think that's about it. That's about it, guys. All right. That's about it. So let me see you guys. So I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you picked up something that's useful. Follow my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Support my channel. If you like it, then do it. Join my group on chess.com, PunkMonkZ. And I'll see you guys later. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, baby. I'm the Punk Monk Z, baby. Dish. And now you talk to me. Now you talk to me. So tell me, Dish, what did you think of the stream? Did you like it? Did you pick up anything that's useful? Yeah, baby, talk to me. All right then. Well, thank you for showing up, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Punk Monk Z. All right then. When you have time, you can go rewind and take a look. All right. Take care. Been a pleasure. Bye-bye.